Charlie Kirk may have left a will behind for all his properties and personal wealth, but the suddenness of his passing meant that his life's work, Turning Point USA, still hangs in the balance. TPUSA has exploded to over 63,000 more members after he infamously kicked the bucket. Now the big unanswered question remains: who takes over from Kirk and Turning Point? And this video helps answer the question in detail. Number 1. Andrew Tate. Andrew Tate, a former professional kickboxer and internet personality, first gained notoriety in 2016 when he was removed from the reality TV show Big Brother UK amid controversy over resurfaced videos containing homophobic remarks. Following Charlie Kirk's assassination on September 10, 2025, during his speech at Utah Valley University, Tate's online presence surged dramatically. In a viral X post and subsequent podcast appearance with Mario Nawfal on September 11th, he declared, "I am next," while warning of a broader hit list targeting conservative voices like himself, Donald Trump, and others. His comments, which amassed millions of views and sparked debates on platforms like X, positioned him as a vocal defender of Kirk's legacy, fueling speculation about his potential role in conservative activism. This post-incident visibility amplified his existing global following, particularly among young men disillusioned with mainstream narratives. Tate's eligibility for succeeding Kirk at Turning Point USA stems from his commanding influence over Gen Z males, a core demographic for the organization's youth outreach. With over 10 million followers across platforms, he excels at engineering viral discourse through unapologetic, confrontational rhetoric centered on masculinity and personal freedom. Tate urges followers to reject societal programming, prioritize self-reliance, and build wealth through entrepreneurship, echoing Kirk's emphasis on free market principles and individual empowerment, but with a sharper focus on traditional gender roles and anti-establishment defiance. His ability to mobilize passion mirrors Kirk's rally-style engagement, potentially expanding TPUSA's digital footprint and drawing in audiences seeking bold resistance to progressive ideologies. However, significant nuances temper this appeal. Tate's ongoing legal troubles, including charges of illegal human movement and organized crime in Romania, cast a shadow over his credibility, risking association with scandal for a nonprofit reliant on institutional partnerships. His polarizing persona, often critiqued for misogynistic undertones, further complicates coalition building within conservative circles, where broad inclusivity is essential for donor support and campus expansion. Ultimately, Tate is disqualified as a viable successor. His influence remains predominantly male-centric, alienating female participants, Gen X donors, and family-oriented chapters that form TPUSA's backbone. Moreover, his expatriate lifestyle and internationalist worldview clash with the organization's American-centric patriotism, prioritizing global alpha dominance over heartland values. While Tate could ignite fringe enthusiasm, he lacks the infrastructure and unifying vision to sustain Kirk's movement. Next up.
Number 2. Candace Owens. Candace Owens, a prominent conservative commentator, began her public journey as a liberal, supporting Barack Obama and launching a platform called Social Autopsy in 2016 aimed at combating online harassment. By 2017, she pivoted to conservatism, joining the Daily Wire, where she rose to prominence through sharp critiques of progressive policies. Following Charlie Kirk's assassination on September 10, 2025 at Utah Valley University, Owens intensified her visibility. She promoted conspiracy theories on her podcast and X, alleging Mossad involvement, framing the assassin Tyler Robinson, and claiming influence over FBI investigations, garnering tens of millions of views and igniting debates within conservative circles. Her absence from Kirk's funeral, amid reported tensions with his widow Erica and public rebukes from his pastor for spreading unverified claims, underscored the divisive fallout. Owens' charisma and proven ability to mobilize young conservatives, especially women and minorities, position her as a strong frontrunner for succeeding Kirk at Turning Point USA. With millions of followers, she dominates social media through fearless commentary on race, culture, and identity politics, rejecting victimhood narratives and advocating Black conservatism. Her anti-Israel stance, which contributed to her 2024 split from the Daily Wire amid disagreements over the Gaza conflict, highlights her willingness to challenge establishment views. This aligns with Kirk's combative activism, potentially expanding TPUSA's reach among diverse demographics seeking bold, attention-grabbing advocacy. Her media fluency could sustain the organization's growth, drawing in new chapters and donors through viral content and mainstream press exposure.
However, nuances reveal key stumbling blocks. Owens frequently clashes with conservative allies, as seen in her public disputes with figures like Ben Shapiro, reflecting an independent streak and unpredictability that hinders coalition building essential for TPUSA's institutional stability. Such internal conflicts could erode donor confidence and fragment the movement. This means that Owens is disqualified due to her deep commitment to personal ventures. Her eponymous podcast, book projects, and independent media empire demand full attention, making a permanent role at TPUSA unlikely. She thrives as a sole influencer rather than an organizational leader, prioritizing her brand over the sustained grassroots focus Kirk embodied. Number 3. Tucker Carlson. Tucker Carlson, once Fox News' primetime titan, now commands a massive independent media empire through the Tucker Carlson Network, launched after his 2023 Fox exit amid advertiser backlash. Known for his populist conservatism, he critiques elite institutions, corporate power, and foreign interventions, earning a loyal following with over 300 million monthly views. Following Charlie Kirk's assassination on September 10, 2025 at Utah Valley University, Carlson's response was immediate and forceful. His funeral eulogy framed Kirk's death as a targeted attack by shadowy forces, drawing criticism for anti-Semitic undertones and sparking heated Rex debates. He also joined Kirk's unfinished college tour with Megyn Kelly and Glenn Beck, amplifying TPUSA's message. His unmatched platform, bolstered by high-profile moves like his 2024 Vladimir Putin interview, which stirred controversy for perceived leniency, positions him to overshadow any potential successor, commanding instant legitimacy and audience poll for TPUSA.
Carlson's staunch anti-abortion stance, condemning abortion mills and fiery monologues, aligns with TPUSA's Christian values, while his anti-interventionist views echo Kirk's America First ethos. His ability to dominate discourse makes him a formidable candidate to lead the organization's youth movement, potentially expanding its reach through viral content and mainstream attention. However, Carlson favors investigative journalism and long-form analysis over grassroots activism. His focus on exposing globalist agendas contrasts with Kirk's hands-on campus organizing. Ultimately, Carlson is disqualified because he won't pivot from his established brand to a youth-oriented activist role. His platform thrives on commentary, not organizational leadership. Instead, he'd excels at guiding light, lending influence and mentorship to TPUSA's next leader without taking the helm. Number 4. Ben Shapiro. Ben Shapiro, a conservative commentator and intellectual prodigy, graduated from Harvard Law at 20 and authored books challenging progressive ideologies. In 2015, he co-founded The Daily Wire, building a media empire with millions of podcast listeners, rivaling mainstream outlets. After Kirk breathed his last, Shapiro emerged as a vocal defender of Kirk's legacy. On platforms like Bill Maher's show, he condemned the attack as a strike against free speech, vowing to continue campus debates while avoiding open-air events for safety. His tributes called Kirk a martyr and good man, though some ex-users criticized him for leveraging the tragedy to promote figures like Brylan Hollyhand, fueling tensions over his pro-Israel stance. Shapiro's razor-sharp debate skills, massive platform, and track record give him a formidable edge for succeeding Kirk at Turning Point USA. His fact-driven style appeals to both older conservatives and college-age debaters, aligning with TPUSA's mission to engage youth. His visibility and discipline could elevate the organization's credibility, attracting donors and expanding its reach. However, Shapiro's carefully intellectual approach, rooted in analysis and pro-Israel advocacy, diverges from Kirk's energetic rally-style activism. Having built the Daily Wire into a powerhouse, his independent ambitions suggest he'd remain a parallel figure rather than step into Kirk's role. Ultimately, Shapiro is disqualified due to his focus on his own empire. Leading TPUSA would require abandoning his media dominance for grassroots organizing, an unlikely pivot. His pro-Israel rigidity and analytical style further misalign with TPUSA's populist energy. He'd serve better as an influential ally than a successor. Next up, the curious case on our list is Elon Musk. Elon Musk, the entrepreneur behind Tesla, SpaceX, and Neuralink, has revolutionized industries from electric vehicles to space exploration. Born in South Africa and later becoming a U.S. citizen, his career trajectory includes co-founding PayPal before shifting to ambitious ventures like reusable rockets and AI development. Surprisingly on this list, Musk has emerged as an unexpected cultural figurehead for free speech absolutism and resistance to woke ideology, particularly since acquiring X, formerly Twitter, in 2022. His tech brilliance and rebellious streak, challenging government regulations and amplifying conservative voices, have inspired libertarians and right-leaning audiences disillusioned with progressive norms.
Musk's overwhelming influence as X's owner allows him to shape political discourse more than many politicians, with billions of impressions driving viral trends. This positions him as a potential TPUSA successor, potentially infusing the organization with resources and global reach to combat cultural shifts. His endorsements of figures like Trump and critiques of censorship align with Kirk's patriotic, limited government ethos, drawing in tech-savvy youth. However, Musk is primarily a business magnate, not a political organizer. He thrives on innovation and disruption, pioneering Mars colonization, autonomous driving, and brain-machine interfaces, rather than grassroots engagement or ideological activism. His scattered focus, including public feuds and meme-driven commentary, lacks the structured coalition-building TPUSA requires. Ultimately, Musk is disqualified due to his hyper-focus on space, cars, and AI, which demand his full commitment and eclipse any sustained role in youth activism. His expatriate roots and eclectic priorities further misalign with TPUSA's American-centric mission. He'd remain a powerful ally, but not a dedicated leader. So far, we've revealed 5 big names that could continue the legacy of legendary activist Charlie Kirk, using metrics like online followerships, charisma, and similarity in character. All 5 names have been disqualified for different reasons. Let's talk about the others. The last name is the favorite on the list. Number 6 is Nick Fuentes. Nicholas Joseph Fuentes, born in 1998 and raised in suburban Illinois, emerged as a far-right political commentator and live streamer in 2017 with his America First show. A self-identified Christian nationalist and incel affiliate, Fuentes has been widely described as a neo-Nazi whose views encompass white supremacy, misogyny, homophobia, anti-Semitism, Islamophobia, and Holocaust denial. He has praised Adolf Hitler, promoted anti-Semitic conspiracy theories, calling for a holy war against Jews, and fantasized about marrying a 16-year-old while making violent misogynistic remarks, such as advising viewers on how to punch women during a 2025 livestream. Following Charlie Kirk's assassination on September 10, 2025, at Utah Valley University, Fuentes' past conflicts with Kirk resurfaced, highlighting his role in the far-right's internal divides, including his 2019 Graper Wars, where his followers heckled Kirk and Turning Point USA events. Fuentes leads the Grapers, a white nationalist group of online activists named after a Pepe the Frog variant, who seek to radicalize mainstream conservatism toward toxic nationalism and accelerationism. They oppose Donald Trump and other conservatives for insufficient extremism on immigration, foreign policy, and cultural issues, viewing them as sellouts to globalist influences. This movement targets youth through streaming and memes, mirroring TPUSA's digital strategy but infused with fascist rhetoric. However, Fuentes' extreme reputation serves as a profound stumbling block. His overt anti-Semitism, misogyny, and white supremacy stands have alienated mainstream conservatives, donors, and sponsors, leading to deplatforming and legal scrutiny that would torpedo TPUSA's institutional partnerships and campus access. Ultimately, Fuentes is disqualified as a successor. His extreme takes, ranging from Holocaust minimization to gendered violence advocacy, would repel women, older conservatives, and family-focused chapters central to TPUSA's coalition. Kirk built a broad patriotic movement. Fuentes would dismantle it into a fringe echo chamber.
Next up is Erica Kirk. Erica Kirk, born Erica Lane Francevay in 1988 in Ohio and raised in Scottsdale, Arizona, has built a career blending conservative advocacy, philanthropy, and media. A former Miss Arizona USA in 2012, she holds 3 degrees and founded the nonprofit Everyday Heroes Like You to support under-recognized charities, reflecting her Catholic upbringing and commitment to community service. As host of the Midweek Rise Up podcast, she explores faith, family, and women's issues with a gentle, values-driven tone. Married to Charlie Kirk in 2021, she became a key behind-the-scenes partner in Turning Point USA, managing family life amid his high-profile activism while raising their 2 young children and launching a modest clothing brand focused on modest, empowering apparel. Following her husband Charlie Kirk's demise at Utah Valley University, Erica was swiftly appointed CEO of TPUSA on September 18th, fulfilling his expressed wishes for her to lead in his absence. This move ensures continuity with the organization reporting a surge in membership and donations under her interim guidance. Erica's nuanced role as Charlie's wife, offering a feminine lens on family values, motherhood, and Christian principles, positions her as a natural bridge for TPUSA's audience, emphasizing relational outreach over confrontation. Her intimate familiarity with the organization's inner workings promises a seamless transition, preserving its culture of patriotism and youth empowerment. However, Erica's lower public profile has yet to forge the same commanding political firebrand persona as Charlie's, rooted in her novice media experience and preference for supportive behind-the-scenes influence. To match his presence, she must step far beyond her current familial focus into the spotlight of rallies and debates. As appointed successor, her path holds strong potential, though time will test her evolution. Even though she's the designated successor, there are better names for the role, like our next highlight. Number 8 on our list is Chaya Raichik. Chaya Raichik is an Orthodox Jewish former real estate agent from Brooklyn, New York. She founded the Libs of TikTok Twitter account in November 2020 under the anonymous handle @SHAYARay. Initially a reply account critiquing left-wing content, it evolved into a far-right powerhouse reposting videos from TikTok and other platforms, often featuring LGBTQ+ individuals, educators, and activists, framed with mocking commentary to expose what she views as progressive excesses. With over 4.4 million followers on X, the account has become a central engine of conservative outrage, influencing legislation like Florida's Don't Say Gay bill and fueling anti-LGBTQ rhetoric, including the revival of the groomer slur. Raichik's identity was revealed in April 2022 by Washington Post reporter Taylor Lorenz, sparking backlash and threats against her life, though she has since embraced a semi-public role, appearing at events and on podcasts. Raichik's knack for mobilizing online outrage and shaping national conversations positions her as a digital force for Turning Point USA. By spotlighting perceived woke agendas in schools and institutions, she commands social media attention, driving viral campaigns that align with Kirk's culture war activism and youth mobilization. Her strategy could amplify TPUSA's campus outreach, turning reposts into real-world protests and donor surges.
However, Raichik remains largely anonymous in voice and appearance, preferring brand-driven influence over personal celebrity. This limits her transition to a public-facing leadership role, where rallies and debates demand visibility Kirk mastered. Ultimately, Raichik is disqualified due to her profound public unpopularity. Labeled an anti-LGBTQ+ extremist by the Southern Poverty Law Center and accused of inciting hostile chaos, such as threats against hospitals and doxing campaigns post-Kirk's assassination, she alienates mainstream conservatives, donors, and broader audiences. Her toxic reputation would fracture TPUSA's coalition, prioritizing fringe fury over unifying patriotism. Obviously, there are better people for this role. Next up is J.D. Vance, currently Vice President of the United States. James David Vance emerged from a challenging upbringing in Middletown, Ohio, marked by poverty and his mother's struggle with addiction. Raised largely by his grandparents, his memoir Hillbilly Elegy captured the white working-class experience, becoming a bestseller and cementing his voice in cultural discourse. Vance's journey took him from Ohio State to Yale Law, then into venture capital with Peter Thiel's support, showcasing his ability to navigate elite circles. Initially, Vance was a vocal Trump critic, labeling him America's Hitler in 2016 writings. By 2021, he reversed course, embracing Trump's agenda, which propelled him to Ohio's U.S. Senate seat in 2022 and the vice presidency in 2024. His career, Marine veteran, best-selling author, and senator, demonstrates discipline, policy focus on issues like opioids and trade, and a knack for connecting with everyday Americans while leveraging elite networks. Rumors suggest Vance aims to lead TPUSA, using its platform to rally young conservatives for a 2028 presidential bid to succeed Trump. His ability to bridge blue-collar roots with strategic political maneuvering makes him a formidable figure for such a move. He could reshape TPUSA's influence, channeling its energy to build a national following. However, Vance's current role as vice president, coupled with his focus on a future Republican presidential run, leaves him overstretched. His Senate duties and national ambitions demand his full attention, making a TPUSA leadership role impractical. Despite his proven ability, Vance's plate is too full for this detour. Number 9 comes as Charles Jr. Charles Kirk Jr., the only son of Charlie Kirk and Erica Kirk, was born in May 2024, making him just 16 months old at the time of his father's passing on September 10, 2025 at Utah Valley University. As the sole male heir in a family steeped in conservative legacy, Charles represents a deeply symbolic figure, a potential Kirk dynasty that could evoke emotional loyalty among TPUSA's base, honoring Charlie's vision through bloodline continuity. His youth and innocence, often glimpsed in blurred family photos shared on social media, underscore the personal stakes of the tragedy, positioning him as a poignant emblem of the future Charlie fought for: family values, patriotism, and generational handover.
This heirship works in his favor, fostering a narrative of enduring legacy that might rally donors and chapters around a protect the seed ethos, buying time for interim leadership while nurturing the next generation. It aligns with TPUSA's Christian emphasis on stewardship and providence, turning grief into a story of redemption. However, banking on Charles risks organizational stagnation. TPUSA thrives as a present-tense movement, fueled by immediate campus activism, viral rallies, and policy battles, not deferred potential. A child successor introduces years of uncertainty, diverting focus from urgent growth amid the post-assassination membership surge. Ultimately, Charles Jr. is disqualified. The movement demands proven firebrands now, not sentimental what-ifs.
That takes us to our final name and the most likely successor. She comes as a surprise. Alex Clark. Alexander Clark, born February 23, 1993 in Indiana, transitioned from a radio career, starting as a traffic reporter at 18, advancing to midday host, and co-hosting The Joe and Alex Show in Indianapolis, to conservative media in 2019. She joined Turning Point USA as a contributor and launched Poplytics, a weekday web series blending pop culture with conservative commentary, amassing a loyal, cute-servatives following. The show later evolved into The Spillover and now Culture Apothecary, focusing on wellness, faith, and cultural critique with over 500,000 Instagram followers and millions of podcast downloads. After Kirk's passing on September, Clark vowed to make TPUSA bigger and bolder, promoting events like AmericaFest to honor his legacy and driving membership growth through targeted outreach. Clark stands as the most natural successor, a Turning Point USA veteran whose intimate understanding of the organization's inner workings ensures seamless continuity. As host of Poplytics and its evolutions, she commands a dedicated audience, tipping the scales with proven media fluency that propelled Kirk's digital strategy. Her energetic, relatable style, infusing pop culture savvy with Christian values, connects deeply with young conservatives, embodying Kirk's grassroots spirit through relatable rallies and viral content that draws in Gen Z without alienating allies. What sets her apart? Less polarizing baggage than flashier figures, making her palatable to sponsors, mainstream partners, and diverse chapters. Bold claim: if Charlie had one name to handpick over and over, it'd be Alex, the insider protege ready to scale his vision without the drama. She's the winner here, steady, scalable, and supremely equipped to lead TPUSA into its next era. That's the verdict, guys. Do you think Alex is the best fit for the role? Would she deliver on the task of taking over Charlie? Let's hear you in the comments. Also, if you think there's a better name on or off the list, we'd be eager to know who it is. Thank you for watching.